Things you didn't know about the NFL.
No matter how closely you follow the NFL, it is a league in which there is always more to learn. Despite the NFL being one of the most followed sports leagues around the world, we have put together a list of facts and stats that you may not know about. What if I told you that one of the most integral figures in Pennsylvania football would pass away in the stands of one of his team's games? 1. An NFL commissioner tragically passed away in the stands during a game. The first fact on this list is arguably the most shocking on the entire list. Bart Bell took over as the commissioner of the NFL in 1946. During his time as the commissioner of the league, he led the merger that brought the Indianapolis Colts, Cleveland Browns, and San Francisco 49ers into the league. Along with this, he took measures to keep gambling away from the sport that kept the league away from similar scandals that plagued the MLB. At the time, the mob was heavily involved in fixing professional sports games, and Bell keeping them out of the NFL was a testament to his character and dedication to keeping the game pure. He also instituted the NFL Players Association despite strong pushback from Wonders. Before his time as commissioner, he owned the Philadelphia Eagles and eventually sold the team and bought a share of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In an almost poetic way, Bell would tragically pass away in the stands while watching the Eagles and Steelers play on October 11, 1959. Since the time that Bell sold his share of the Eagles, asking prices have skyrocketed for teams to the point that even the least profitable franchises in the league are still selling for billions of dollars. Despite this, some owners who got in early and held onto ownership of their teams are waiting for some of the largest returns on investment potentially ever seen. 2. Which franchises cost their owners the least? Currently, every team in the NFL is valued at $2 billion or more. Despite this, the purchase price that 6 current owners got their teams for came out to be less than $1 million. The team that was acquired for the least amount of money was the Chicago Bears, who were purchased by Virginia Hallis McCaskey for only $100 in 1920. Coming in second place is the New York Giants, who were purchased by John Mara and Steve Tisch for only $500 in 1925. Up next are the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were bought by Art Rooney II for $2,500 in 1933. The Kansas City Chiefs were purchased by Clark Hunt in 1960 for $25,000. Amy Adams Strunk bought the Tennessee Titans for $25,000 in 1959. Finally, Michael Bidwill bought the Arizona Cardinals for $50,000. It is clear that whenever these owners or their families choose to sell the team, that they will have an amazing return on their money and will instantly become multimillionaires, if not billionaires. Now, we will take a look at which franchises are currently valued as the 5 most valuable in the league, and what the average cost is to buy an NFL team. 3. Which franchises are worth the most, and what is the average cost to become an NFL owner? Currently, the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in the league with a current valuation of $7.64 billion. Coming in second are the Los Angeles Rams with a valuation of $5.91 billion. The New England Patriots place third, currently valued at $5.88 billion. The New York Giants clock in fourth place with a valuation of $5.73 billion, while the San Francisco 49ers round out the top 5, valued at $5.18 billion. The media cost of an NFL franchise would cost you around $4.06 billion, while the average franchise currently would likely sell for around $4.14 billion. While sports gambling has recently been brought to the mainstream and commercialized, it is something that has always been around. While there have been some games in recent years with huge spreads, it cannot compete with this game. 4. Largest spread in the history of the NFL. In gambling terms, the spread is defined as a sports betting number made by odds makers at sportsbooks that serves as a handicap. For instance, the current spread for the first game of the season between the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions is set at 6.5, with the Chiefs having a spread of -6.5 and the Lions plus 6.5. This means that if you bet on the Chiefs -6.5, you are betting that Kansas City will win by 7 points or more, while if you bet on the Lions, they can lose by up to 6 points or win the game and you will win the bet. Throughout the history of the NFL, there have been some very lopsided matchups. However, none have come close to a game between the Denver Broncos and Jacksonville Jaguars in 2013. The Broncos were favored by 26.5 points. While they comfortably won the game, they were unable to cover the enormous spread. The final score of the game came out to be 35-19 in favor of the Broncos, giving them a margin of victory of 16. While this was still a blowout by NFL standards, they still had quite a ways to go before they came close to covering the spread. The next fact is probably one that fans of the Green Bay Packers do not want to hear about. 5. Green Bay Packers waitlist for tickets. If you are a Packers fan wanting to watch and acquire season tickets, or even want to just experience the historic Lambeau Field for an entire season, I would not hold your breath or get your hopes up. Currently, the waitlist for Green Bay's season tickets stretches for over 1,000 years. Unless there are some massive advances in technology, none of us will get the chance to hold season tickets for one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. However, if you are dedicated to being in Lambeau for every home game and get the season ticket experience, you can still purchase the tickets to each game individually. Up next is a very interesting fact coming from two of the most history-rich franchises in the league. 6. Which team has the most retired jerseys in NFL history? Currently, there are two teams tied for the most retired jerseys in NFL history. Those teams being the Chicago Bears and New York Giants, both franchises having 14 jerseys retired. Some of the best players to ever touch an NFL field have spent some time with these two great franchises. The Bears have retired the numbers of Bronco Nagurski, number 3, George McAfee, number 5, George Halas, number 7, Willie Gallimore, number 28, Walter Payton, number 34, Gale Sayers, number 40, Brian Piccolo, number 41, Sid Luckman, while the players who have had jerseys retired with the Giants are Ray Flaherty, number 1, Tuffy Lemons, number 4, Mel Hein, number 7, Eli Manning, number 10, Phil Simms, number 11, Ward Sif. Up next is a stat that Bears fans probably will not be nearly as happy to learn about. 7. The Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. Despite having one of the most storied franchises in the history of the NFL, the Chicago Bears have always struggled to find a truly elite quarterback. Many tout Sid Luckman as being the best quarterback that the Bears have ever had. However, he played in a time well before passing was the main source of offense like it is today. As a result of this, there has never been a quarterback in the history of the Bears that has thrown for 4,000 yards or more in a season. Unless Justin Fields has a major shift in his style of play and becomes a much more passing-oriented player, this mark on Chicago's franchise likely will not go away anytime in the near future. The final fact reveals how much NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell makes. 8. How much money does the commissioner of the NFL make? You'll be hard-pressed to find an NFL fan that likes Roger Goodell. He has quickly become the NFL's punching bag. However, he is well paid for his role. His contract is set to expire in 2024. However, his current 5-year deal made him $200 million. He is by far the highest paid commissioner compared to the NBA, MLB, and NHL. If or when Goodell or the new commissioner of the league signs a deal in 2024, there is a strong chance that the gap in pay compared to rivaling leagues will continue to grow.